Hi, everyone. Welcome to Everyday Real English from Real Life podcast.
Welcome to Real English Podcast. I'm Annie.
And I'm Brendy. If you're joining us to gain real confidence in your conversational English, please like, subscribe, and share with friends for the Real English Podcast.
So today we're doing a deep dive, focusing really tightly on a super essential skill for conversation, talking about your hobbies and interests. We've got some great insights here showing how native speakers actually do it.
Yeah, and honestly, the way textbooks often teach this, it's usually a bit off.
It really is.
So our mission today isn't just, giving you a list of words. It's more like a blueprint.
It's a strategy.
Exactly. Whether you're meeting someone new at work or just making small talk somewhere, talking about what you do for fun, it's probably the quickest way to make a connection.
For sure. It shows your personality, right? Not just your job title.
Totally. So we want to give you the vocabulary, yes, but also the natural phrases you need.
So you can sound, confident, fluid. When someone asks, so what do you do in your free time?
Okay, let's start with the basics, but look at it conversationally. We all know what a hobby is, right? Something you do for fun, not work, not school.
Simple enough.
But a really good conversational synonym for hobby is interest.
Right. And focusing on interest actually brings up our first, fluency tip. If you look at the spelling, I-N-T-E-R-E-S-T, 3 syllables.
Looks like 3.
But listen closely to how native speakers say it, especially, in the US or UK. We almost never say all 3.
We kind of squish it, compress it. Usually comes out with just 2 syllables. Interest.
Yeah, interest.
Like I have many interests. If you can drop that middle vowel sound, that E sound.
Instantly sounds more natural.
Right. Less like you're reading it off a page. It's a small tweak, but it makes a surprising difference to your rhythm and conversation.
That's a perfect example. Moving past just the definition into how people actually speak.
Okay, so let's list a few common activities just to get us thinking. Things that are generally easy to talk about.
Yeah, like cooking, reading.
Playing an instrument, maybe piano or guitar.
Cycling's a popular one. Gardening, too.
These are good examples because they're relatable.
Yeah.
If you say you're into cycling, people get it. They can picture it.
And it opens the door, right, for follow-up questions like, oh, where do you cycle or how often?
Exactly. Okay, now let's hit the big mistake learners often make. Asking the question itself.
Ah, yes. The textbook favorite. What is your hobby?
Grammatically perfect.
Flawless.
But in a real chat, it sounds, a bit stiff.
Yeah, almost like an interview question or filling out a form or something.
It just feels formal. A bit awkward, maybe. We need casual,
Yeah.
Organic ways to ask.
Okay, the number one most important phrase you really need to get comfortable with is, what do you do for fun?
Listeners really pay attention here. That tiny word do in the question.
The first do.
Yes. Learners often forget it or swallow it. But it's absolutely essential for sounding fluent. We don't say what you do for fun. The structure is, what do you do for fun? Let's try saying that together. Emphasize that first do a little bit. What do you do for fun?
Good. Other really natural ways use the idea of free time. Remember, free time is just time when you're not working or at school.
Your own time. So you can ask, how do you spend your free time? That's very common.
Or what do you do in your free time? Pretty similar.
And then there's that more casual sort of advanced one we touched on earlier.
What kind of things are you into?
This one's great because it flows right into the most common way people answer the question naturally.
Which is saying, I am into something.
Yeah, it just means I'm interested in it, it's my hobby, but it's much quicker, much smoother to say I'm into.
Okay, so we know how to ask naturally now. Let's switch to the answer. How to respond fluently.
Right. Before we get to the 5 key phrases, let's just quickly make sure the grammar is solid.
Good idea. When you're talking about activities you like, you're using verbs like love, enjoy, hate. Verbs of preference.
And the grammatical pattern that makes you sound really fluent here usually involves the gerund.
That's the verb ending in ing.
Exactly. So you'd say, I enjoy baking, or I love watching documentaries.
Now, some people might remember that like can also use the infinitive, like, I like to play golf.
That's true, it can.
But here's a little strategy tip. While both are okay with like, focusing on the gerund, the un form, is generally better for learners.
Why is that?
Well, because the gerund works with all those preference verbs, enjoy, love, hate. It gives you consistency. You don't have to think, which verb am I using? Does it take ing or to?
Ah, got it.
Yeah.
Simplifies things. Plus, the gerund often suggests it's a general habit or liking, which fits perfectly for a hobby.
Exactly. So if you're in a conversation and you want to sound smooth, natural, just default to that ing form after verbs like, love, enjoy. It really helps the flow.
Okay, good advice. Keep it simple, keep it flowing.
All right, let's put all this together. Instead of just listing our 5 power phrases, let's try a mini conversation. You can hear how these phrases weave together.
Okay, so imagine you're asking me, what kind of things you into, or maybe how do you spend your free time?
Right. So I noticed you were looking a bit wiped this morning. How do you actually, recharge? What kind of things are you into these days?
Well, actually, I spend a lot of time reading. I'm really into long-form science fiction lately. It's a great escape,
Sci-fi. Cool.
Yeah. But when I really need to clear my head physically, I've recently gotten into rock climbing. There's a gym nearby.
Rock climbing. Wow. Okay, that sounds intense.
Yeah.
What do you get out of that? Why climbing?
It helps me focus completely. I find that when I'm up on the wall, I literally can't think about anything else.
Ah.
And that pressure, weirdly, it helps me unwind after a long week. Plus, honestly, I am passionate about finding ways to stay physically active that aren't just like running on a treadmill.
That was perfect. Seriously, you just naturally used, what, 4 of our 5 key phrases right there?
Did I? Okay.
Yeah. Let's break down what just happened there. That was great.
Okay. So first, I used I'm into. That's for the reading. I'm really into long-form science fiction. It's casual, shows strong interest, and tells you the specific genre.
Right. Using I'm into suggests it's a genuine interest, not just something you do occasionally. Okay, listeners, try using it now. Think of something you enjoy. Say it out loud. I'm into. Maybe. I'm into cooking. Pause. Try it.
Good. Then, the next thing I mentioned was the new activity I've recently gotten into. This phrase is brilliant because it shows you're trying new things, you're dynamic, makes for good conversation.
Yeah, keeps things fresh.
I've recently gotten into rock climbing.
That's a good point. If someone already knows about your main hobby, mentioning something new is a great tactic. Okay, your turn, listener. Think of something you started doing maybe in the last few months. Say, I've recently gotten into playing the guitar. Pause. Give it a go.
Okay, the third phrase, it helps me. This one is super important.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, just naming the hobby isn't always enough. You need to explain why.
The why factor.
Yeah, so I said, it helps me focus completely.
This is your secret weapon in conversation, really. If you just say, I like hiking, well, okay. The conversation might just stop there.
Dead end.
But if you say, I like hiking because it helps me de-stress, or maybe it helps me feel grounded, suddenly you've given the other person something to respond to.
And remember that great word we used earlier? Unwind? Means to relax, de-stress.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Try saying this. When I read, it helps me unwind. Pause.
Okay, phrase number 4, which you used for reading, was, I spend a lot of time. This tells the listener how much you do it, your level of dedication.
Right. I spend a lot of time reading. Shows that it's a significant part of my life.
You can make it more specific, too, like, I spend every Saturday morning working in my garden. Okay, listener, think about an activity that takes up a good chunk of your time. Say it out loud. I spend a lot of time watching football on the weekends.
Yeah.
Pause.
And finally, the phrase for something you feel really strongly about. I am passionate about. I use it for staying active. I am passionate about finding ways to stay physically active.
This one's powerful, yeah. But maybe use it a bit sparingly, only for things you genuinely love and could talk more about.
Definitely. You wouldn't say, I am passionate about doing the dishes. Well, probably not.
Probably not.
And here's a really important cultural tip, especially with passionate. If your interest is broad, like music, don't just say, I'm passionate about music. It's too vague.
Needs more detail.
Exactly. Add something specific. I am passionate about discovering new jazz artists, or I am passionate about playing bass guitar in my band. Specificity just sounds much more genuine, more natural.
That's absolutely key to keeping the conversation flowing. Okay, listener, think of one interest you feel really strongly about. Try saying, I am passionate about learning languages. Pause.
All right, let's do a quick recap of these strategies. We covered those 3 natural ways to ask about hobbies.
What do you do for fun? How do you spend your free time? What kind of things are you into?
Right. The importance of using the gerund, the ing form, after verbs like enjoy or love,
It makes it smoother.
and our 5 power phrases for answering. I'm into. I've recently gotten into it. It helps me. I spend a lot of time, and I am passionate about.
Okay, quick mental check time. We'll give you a question. Try to answer it in your head using at least, say, 2 of the phrases we just practiced.
Ready. Someone asks you, so, what do you do in your free time? Pause. Take a moment.
How did you do? Maybe you thought, well, I'm really into photography and I spend a lot of time practicing on weekends. Or maybe I've recently gotten into yoga because it helps me relax.
The goal is to build a response with some detail, not just one word.
Let's try one more quick quiz question. Think about this. What's the main difference conversationally between saying, I like to read and I enjoy reading?
Any of us?
Well, while like can use both, enjoy reading uses that consistent gerund pattern.
Right. The ing form that works with enjoy, love, hate. It makes your speech pattern more consistent, which ultimately helps you sound more fluent. Less hesitation.
And remember, the power is in the details. Good conversation is about adding the why.
Yeah, don't just say what you do. Tell them why. Is it challenging? Relaxing? Does it help you meet people? That's what makes the conversation interesting.
Absolutely. Knowing how to talk naturally about your interests, it's just so fundamental for small talk.
It really is. And it's honestly the quickest way to build real confidence when you're speaking English. It connects you to people as, well, people.
So here's your final challenge for today. Take a minute later on and actually prepare a short, natural answer for the next time someone asks you about your free time.
Yeah, maybe even write down a sentence or 2 using phrases like, I'm into, or it helps me. Get specific. Be ready.
And we definitely invite you to check out the free PDF worksheet that goes with this deep dive.
Oh yeah, it's got more examples, exercises, even more ideas for hobbies you could talk about. Really useful stuff.
Keep practicing every day, real English, real confidence.
Keep practicing everyday real English, real confidence.